Because when you are measuring, it can never be called horizontal. Rather, it will be called what? Circumferential, because you are measuring in circumference, round. So I'll be teaching us how to measure this particular Victorian corset. Now, in order to measure, like I usually tell us, I have a lot of video on measurement. But whenever I'm making a course, I like to, in that particular course, at least show us how to measure, which is just the same thing. For us to measure, you have to first measure the shoulder. Do you understand? Now, what I'm actually doing, let me tell you the secret. In this particular Victorian corset, you normally when you finish it, you don't usually see the shoulder. Do you understand? Because it's tube that we're actually making. Do you understand? So, but I always advise my students, whenever you want to make any dress, whether na tube or is shoulder or whether off shoulder, try to measure from the shoulder. Try to measure the shoulder, because before you get to, you must have used a basic bodice. Is that well understood? You use a base, so you need all these measurements. They are very, very important. So don't skip it, because later when you are drafting, you will need it, and when that time you will no longer see your customer, and you will not make a mistake that is unnecessary. So let's measure for the shoulder, and we are going to be very, very brief and fast. So now look at it, guys. For you to measure the shoulder, I usually tell us always get the tip of the shoulder. Do you understand? It is very, very important. Now look at it. So get the tip of the shoulder. You can either feel the tip of the shoulder. Do you understand? You feel it. You feel it. The tip of the shoulder is that point which, when you raise your hand like this, that point that is holding this hand. You understand? That joining between the shoulder and the upper arm. That is the tip. You feel it. Do you understand? So measure it this way, from here all the way down to this particular point. So as you can see, what I have here is what? 15 inches. Now look at how I'm measuring it. I did not measure this way, from on top of the shoulder like this. Are you seeing it? I step down with like 1.5 to 2 inches from the nape. Are you seeing it? In order to measure. Now that doesn't mean that those that measure like this are 100% wrong. No, but I'm just teaching you this is how you officially measure. Do you understand? Okay, so now we have gotten 15. Let's measure for others. Now, in order for you to measure, please, whenever you are measuring, I want you to know there is actually 3 categories of the measurement you have to do. We have the vertical measurement, we have the horizontal measurement, and what? Circumferential measurement. The vertical measurements are any measurement that is going towards vertically this way. Horizontal measurements are, example, anyone that is going. Have you seen whenever you want to measure, like let's say you want to measure the bust span from here nipple down to here? This is officially what we even call horizontal measurement. Horizontal measurement is not actually this one that we usually call horizontal measurement, but in some cases when people call it horizontal measurement, we tend to let it slide. Do you understand? Reason, because when you are measuring, it can never be called horizontal. Rather, it will be called what? Circumferential, because you are measuring in circumference, round. Do you understand? But when people call it horizontal on the pattern paper when they are drafting, we let it slide. Do you know why? Because it's actually horizontal on the pattern paper. Remember, when you measure circumference like this and you get like 30, you divide by 4, what do you get? 7.5. How do you measure it on the paper? Is it not horizontally? That is why whenever you are drafting, people will tell you vertical and the horizontal. But whenever you are measuring, they tell you what? Vertical, horizontal, and what? Circumferential. Is it well understood? Okay, so we are going to be measuring. Now, let me teach you one thing. Let's measure the vertical, but there's something that I do. Anytime I measure the vertical, I go ahead to immediately measure the what? Circumferential. Do you understand? Now look at it. Let's measure the bust length. Now, in order for you to measure the bust length, it's very simple. From the neck side here, that is the one that is below the shoulder. Are you seeing it? Place your tape this way. Don't place your tape by the back. Do you understand? Place it from here. Now measure the nipple point. How do you measure the nipple point? In most cases, there is no way of measuring the nipple point rather than asking your customer where the nipple point is situated. It is not a button. Do you understand? Now look at it. Where is the nipple point? Okay, now look at where she pointed. The nipple point is 10 inches. Do you understand? Now there is another way you can actually get the nipple point. Either you can get it by charts. Like in our book or in our class, whenever we are teaching, we usually have charts. Do you understand? We usually say whatever your underbust is, subtract 3 inches, 4 inches or more from it, you get the what? Nipple point. But either way, you see how I've gotten my nipple point. Do you understand? So the moment you get your nipple point, what do? You measure the circumferential. Now look at the nipple point is what? 10. Are you seeing it? Now on that part, we measure the circumferential. Is circumference of it will be going exactly on the nipple. Do you understand? Okay. Now exactly on the nipple. Now look at it. The circumferential measurement is 34 inches. So now look at it, 34. Are you seeing it? We have actually gotten the circumference. Do you understand? Please, I would like to advise, whenever you are measuring for a bust, please try to wear a bra. Do you understand? That doesn't mean that if we are to sew the dress for you without a bra, that you need to come without a bra. No, we need a bra to measure, because bra has a way of carrying the breast up to the appropriate length and everything. Do you understand? We need a bra. Now some of us will be like, so what if you don't want to wear bra while wearing it? Now what you just do is to subtract whatever your bra has given you extra. Let's say for example, she's not wearing a bra, her bust circumference is 33, and she's wearing a bra, it is what, 34 and a half. That means difference of what, 1.5. So always advise your customers to wear bra. Then you can go ahead and subtract like 1 inch for them. Do you understand? Or 1.5 if they are not wearing bra, because you know that is always the difference most cases depending on the size of the person. So now next thing we have to do is to measure the under bust length. Now there's something I want to tell you. Some of us, when we are measuring the under bust length, there's a mistake that we do. When we place this thing, we mistakenly remove it from the original point we measure the bust length. Do you understand? No, you need to place it exactly that. How do you know that point? It also goes according to the nipple point. So you must get the nipple point right, then you now take it down. If you take it down at the under bust, you see what we have is how many? 13 inches. Are you seeing it? So immediately get your circumferential measurement. Are you seeing it? Look at it. Vertical measurement and what? Circumferential measurement. If you get vertical measurement of nipple, get the circumference. If you get the vertical measurement of the under bust, get the circumference. That's how it goes. Waist, hip, do you understand? Then down. Now let's measure the now what we have here is 28 and a half. Are you seeing it? Some of us will tight it and use 28. Are you seeing it? You can actually use it. It's not bad. It depends on how you really want to, what you are working on. Do you understand? But me, whenever I'm measuring, I tend to measure exactly what I have, what the person. Now, whatever effect I want to add is when I will write it in my book. We are going to reduce the waist. Do you understand? But the truth is that as I'm measuring the original waist. Is it well understood? Yes, but I will write it down whatever effect I want to add on the dress. Okay. So next is our waistline. So our waistline for this dress, remember, 10 inches, 13 inches, and what? Thank you. Now let me teach you something. Normally the official way of measuring the waistline is this. Look at it. Are you seeing? Take it at the under bust first. So from here now, your waistline is mostly, for this kind of dresses, is mostly 3 inches after the under bust. Do you understand? 3 inches to 4 inches depending on, do you understand? That is what it is. Waistline stroke half length. Okay, now for this particular person, 13 plus 3 is what? 16. Now another way of knowing it, this one is just a mathematical way of knowing it. Another way of knowing it is by, make sure your customer is wearing something that is going to show her shape. Do you understand? A light cloth that will show her shape, not this type of dresses. Or sometimes when you touch your customer, you can be able to detect the waist length. Do you understand? The waist length especially is that point that, look, from here it is ascending, from here it is, do you understand? Both of them, is it? No, it's ascending on both sides. From here is the tiniest point, that place that when you touch, if you from here measure from here to here is ascending, from here is also doing what? Ascending. Do you understand? Because here is bigger, here is bigger, so that tiniest point is the waistline. Do you understand? Is the waist point. Okay, so that's it. So 16, you go ahead to measure that point, which is 16. I know some people will be like, is it not the same thing? It's not the same thing. Like hers now, what I have here is 28, while the underbust is what? 28 and a half. Do you understand? Okay, some persons will used to be lesser with 1 inch or so. Now that doesn't mean that whatever I get here is what you will get when you measure her. It might be different, but I call those negligibles. If both of us are correct, it's called what? Negligibles. Like, it's not, the measurement is not going to affect anything. So next we are going to be measuring is the hip length. Okay, whenever you want to measure for hip length, please tell your customer not to wear this type of dress. In a situation whereby your customer even try to wear this type of dress, you can go ahead to even do something like this. Hold it. It's a style. Hold it. Hold it here. You can go ahead to do something. Why are we doing it? Because I'm doing it just to see the shape of the side. Do you understand? The shape of the side will show her kind of shape, whether hourglass shape or whichever shape she has. Now look at it. So now guys, look at it. If I'm to measure for the hip length, that's how we go. Now look at it. Hip length is that point. Remember, waist is the tiniest point. Do you understand? That point that when you check it, if you go up is ascending, if you go down is ascending. Now the hip is that point that has ascended already. That is the most protruded point, that when you go up it is descending, when you go down it is what? Descending. Are you seeing that waist and hip, they are different, they are opposite? Do you understand? So that point that is most protruding, you really have to see it. So let's say in a situation it is on this particular point. Are you seeing it? I'm not seeing it very clearly, but let's say now, look at it. Let's say it is at this particular point. Let's say what we have is how many? 24. Let me use 24. 24. Are you seeing it? So on that particular point, go ahead to do what? Measure. Please, like I told you, this is very wrong. In fact, tell even your customer to go and change it. You are not measuring for the answer, because even if I go ahead to measure the hip, there is no way this thing will not increase my measurement. It must surely increase it. Do you understand? Please just know that. So now you go ahead to measure the hip. So in this case now, the hip I have here is 36. The hip I have here is 36. So now see, I measure the hip, but the truth is that, is our blouse going to reach at the hip? Sometimes the answer is no, it's not going to reach at the hip. But remember what I told you, it's important to measure some of these measurements. The only thing I might choose not to measure is gown length, because there is nowhere near to the gown. Do you understand? Yes, but whenever you're measuring for a blouse, whether it's going to reach at the hip or not, make sure you measure the hip measurement. Do you understand? Make sure it's very, very important. Now the reason is because when we are drafting, there's something I taught you guys. If you really want to get your, let's say example now, the blouse is going to end here. Now also you also need to go ahead to do what? Measure your blouse length. Do you understand? Now let's measure our blouse length. So now I want you to know that if you are making this kind of blouse for somebody, know that you are working with around that 21, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you understand? You should have it in your head. It's not just when you are measuring the customer will say stop it here, you just go and stop there. No, you also have your own standard. So sometimes when customers say stop here, you say no, that's not correct. It's supposed to, the standard is around here. Just except you're working on a specific design. So now for the sake of this particular tutorial, I'm going to be using 22. Is it well understood? I'm going, please know the secret I told you. Even when we are doing the inner corset, yeah, the corset that we use in producing our other dresses, do you understand? You can on the person's body make your shapings and everything is within that 21, 22, 23, 24, just around that, or probably 25, depending on how tall the person is, or depending on how busty the person is. Please just know that. Just know that it's very, very important. So at that point that you measured, also do what? Take the circumferential. Okay, now when you take the circumferential, I promise you there is no much need of taking the hip measurement, both the length and the circumference, but yet I will still tell you to do what? Take them is important. My experience, I tell you, is very, very important. So that is it for the bodies. Do you understand? You guys already know when it comes to armhole, whatever you measure, please make sure you add what to it? 1 inch. Do you understand? Whatever you measure for your armhole, put it round here. Let's say we have 15. That means the armhole circumference is going to be 16. That one is for the ease. Then when it comes about the bicep is like this. Are you seeing it? Make sure it reaches the armpit, but take the upper arm. Whatever you have, 11. Depending on what you are using as a material, you can also leave it at a 11. If you are using a net that is stretchy, leave it at the 11. Is very much okay. Do you understand? Okay, but if you're using a very thick material, let's say like Ankara, you can go ahead to add extra 1 inch to it for ease. Is very important. Remember, stretchy materials can leave it at the same measurement. Non-stretchy materials add a what? 1 inch allowance to it. Okay, the same thing goes to your elbow length. In case you are working on a long sleeve, take your measurement from the tip of the shoulder down to the elbow, where when you bend your leg, you see when you bend your hand, Do you understand? This is responsible for you bending your hand as you want. So at that particular elbow, now I'm not going to be using, excuse me, now look at it. Let's say her elbow from the tip of the shoulder is 12 and a half. Are you seeing it? All you have to do is to measure the circumference. Let's say the circumference in this case is 9 and a half. You can go ahead to add extra 1 to it, which is what? 10 and a half. Remember, that is when you are using non-stretchy material. Hope you guys know that. Okay, when it comes to the sleeve length, it can be 3/4. 3/4 is before the wrist. Do you understand? Anything before the wrist is 3/4. Anything on the wrist is long sleeve. Do you understand? So 3/4, let's say I'm making a 3/4 for her now. I'm going to be, I can use 18, I can use 17, I can use 20. Are you seeing it? So let's say I'm using 18. On that same point, hold it and get the circumference. Please, I don't want when you measure the length here, you go and get the circumference here. It's going to affect the work. Do you understand what I mean? Any point you measure the length, hold that point and measure the circumference on that point. So that when you finish your dress, it come out perfectly well. Come out very perfect. So now 18, what we have here is what? 8 and a half. And I usually tell people that if it's a stretchy material, who knows, you can just add half inch to it, making it what? 9, or maybe even use the same 8 and a half. If it is not a stretchy material, please add allowance to it. Or if you don't know the allowance to add, make sure you measure like this. Are you saying it? The reason for this is so as to make sure that you can be able to wear it, it can pass it. So as you can see, it is 9 that we have here. Remember, how many do we have here? 8, and we have 9. So how many inches extra? 1 inch extra. Do you understand? Remember, this is because it is a 3/4. Before some of you will go and measure long sleeve and say I added 1 inch. What I did is a 3/4. It's different to a long sleeve. Now let me show you. A long sleeve, what we have here is how many? 6 and a half. So here is how many? 9. And this is difference of what? 2.5. Are you seeing the differences? 3/4, the difference from the here and this long sleeve, the difference, they are totally different. Hope you guys know that. Okay, so that is it for today. So I think I'm happy. For those that want to do anything like a turtleneck, you want to sew your yoke and wear it separate, you want to do turtleneck, you guys already know how to measure the turtleneck. All you have to do is measure your neck like this. Let's not just call it turtleneck, like something like shirt form or whatsoever you want to measure. You don't want it to be choking you. All you have to do is measure it choking, measure it, just see what I mean, measure it close. Are you seeing it fitted? What we have here is what? 14. Now go ahead to add extra 2 inches to it. Do you understand? Okay, so that is it, how to measure for this. Thank you and may God bless you. In a situation whereby sometimes you finish making a dress and your customers will tell you, this is not where I want the opening to stop, this is where I want it to stop. It's very advisable when you are measuring your customer and you know you're making this type of dresses, just ordinarily, it's not like we don't know what to use, just ordinarily ask them, place your tape here, ask them, ma, where or whatever, where do you want this thing? Do you understand? They will be the ones that will point on their own. So wherever they point, you direct it to your tape. Do you understand? If they point here, direct it to your tape. What do we have? 8. If they point here, 8.5. If they point here, 9. Are you seeing it? Take it and use it and get your neckline depth. What I mean by neckline depth, remember, is a yoke. So for the yoke neckline depth, take it and get it. You can use it and get it. Sometimes when we are drafting, what we use to get this, we use the chest line. Do you understand? That's what we use. Now, even as we are going to drafting, I can also use my chest line. But I'm telling you, if you want to be 100% sure of what to use for your customer, and just use this thing. If it is not exactly your chest line, use it as you are saying it. Do you understand? Use it. That's where you are going to be curving. Remember, I'm not saying, when it comes to a tube comes from here down to here. I'm not saying the distance from here to here. I'm saying the distance from here to the middle. Do you understand? Okay. Also, try to know what exactly your customer wants. You can know that through the picture or through explanation. Whether your customer wants the one that from here go up more, or whether from here go like this. Do you understand? You can know that through a picture. Thanks and may God bless you.
Welcome to the Perfect Dress Cutting Guide, a masterclass from Ceefashion Academy in dressmaking with detailed instructions and expert advice. Embark on this journey to create your own piece. Unearth the enigmatic secrets of flawless dress cutting techniques. Imbue charm with your personal touch and unique creations, captivating undivided attention. Get bonus content from renowned fashion designers inside this guide. Your craft to rival professional designs. Access the perfect dress cutting guide anytime, anywhere. Discover a world of fashion at your fingertips. Just a click away, your dreams await. Get an early bird discount on the perfect dress cutting guide. Embrace creativity, elegance, step into a world of creativity and elegance. Unleash your sewing prowess, harness your creativity, ignite your imagination, design, stitch and craft. Make something extraordinary. WhatsApp us now for yours, +2 347 030 445 028. God bless you all.